In this video, I will teach you three things. Three things how I closed this $300 client and upsold them to $132,000, and how I believe this six-figure deal is worth 10 times more than it already is, and how you can do this realistically. Let me start with second. The reason I believe this six-figure deal is worth 10 times more than it already is because of the 20% profit share that I have in there. It is a 1-year contract, and I believe we are on track to make $1 million. Who am I? You can read all about me on my LinkedIn. I won't be going in depth. My name is Mani, and I've been running my AI agency and my YouTube channel for over 14 months now. So you can go back, watch all my YouTube videos if you want. I've been in tech for over 15 years now. I've done my bachelor's degree in computer science, master's degree in cybersecurity. So story for another day. That's me. And the problem with my old AI agency model was it was a long, uncertain journey. I mean, the low customer lifetime value. Almost every customer that I got was 2,000, 1,500, and it was so slow. I used to struggle because I used to build them a chatbot here, a workflow automation there. It wasn't making any money, any real money, that is. I even made $200 chatbots. I even attached a screenshot to show you. It's e-commerce chatbot. I already have a template and I was just changing few stuff, so it's not a big deal, but you get the idea. There was a point, I think this was 3 months or 2 months after I started, I had to build a chatbot for $200, and I'm not proud of it because the same exact chatbot I was charging around $2,000 2 months before that. So you can see how commoditized this chatbot offers has become. And I was surviving, not thriving. It looked fine on the surface. I was making $3,000, $4,000 a month. When I did my challenge 1 year ago, almost now, August 2023, you can see that in my YouTube channel, I made close to $10,000 my second month. So I say it's a pretty good win, but I was burned out. I was only making 3,000, 4,000 after that for the next 6 months. So what was my solution? I found out AI growth infrastructures. I first heard this term from a YouTuber called Serge Katari, and then I built my own version of it. I was calling it business in a box offer. For example, if I worked with a plumbing company, let's say, and they came to me for a chatbot, I would sit down and make a list of all the things that I could do for them, the workflow automations, the reputation management, and the feedback AI callers that once the job is done, our AI assistant would call the customer to ask for a feedback. So all of that stuff, when I show them this, they were blown away. And instead of dreaded monthly retainers, I was offering them upfront cost. Okay, you pay me $10,000 or $15,000 and I implement this in a month. The reason I could say that is I've been running my agency for 14 months. I've been in the space for a while now, and I have built almost 20, 30 automations, chatbot templates, all of that stuff. And it was easier for me because 70 to 80% of the work that I'm promising is already productized. And that's how I found about this AI growth creator model, where I sell them these infrastructures, $10,000, $15,000 on the front end, and I make the 6-figure deals on the back end. So you will see the whole journey in this presentation. So how does this help you? If you follow what I'm sharing this video, I'm just sharing my experience. What this has done for me is essentially I was only attracting this low ticket or clients that need one chatbot, one automation. There is nothing wrong with that. People love to get those clients. But at the stage I was in, after running the agency for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, I'm not seeing a real progress. And ever since we switched to this model, we are only attracting high ticket clients that are worth at least $10,000 or more. This has been a game changer at my agency. So you will stand out from your competition because they are selling one chatbot, one automation, one AI caller, but you offer that end-to-end solution. If they want to get their service elsewhere, they have to spend 20,000, 30,000 by hiring all of those people, but you can implement for them in $10,000, $15,000, whatever the price you set. So make offers your client can't refuse. You will see that in further videos. I use transcripts and AI prompts to achieve that. 7-figure customer lifetime value. This is, it's a dream come true, literally. Imagine having a client that's not only paying you 6 figures, but there is a potential to make 7 figures. You only need 2 to 3 clients to be a multi-million-dollar agency. So that is the AI growth creator model. I divided it into 3 steps in the process: client acquisition, client retention, and client growth. Growth is all about that growth partnership, high ticket, upselling that client. And without further ado, let's get started with the first one I have on the list. Let me stop this presentation. Let's go to acquisition. As you can see, this is a big presentation. I actually laid out every step of the process, starting from the lead generation, the client acquisition. Again, you can see the steps: acquisition, retention, and growth. I actually laid out the whole process and the steps involved in each process. And in acquisition, we will learn about the organic content, how I actually got the lead, how you can do. We talk about AI audit checklist and always recording your consulting calls and studying them before you send a proposal. Use AI to craft perfect offers each time. So first is organic content. I have a YouTube channel, like I said, that I've been running for over 14 months now. If you watch my oldest video, it was over 1 year ago. It was a chatbot tutorial that have 12,000 views, and I actually uploaded it on July 13, 2023. So by then I was already delivering projects on chatbots, on BotPress and VoiceFlow. So I'm not new to this. So I've been doing this for a while now. So I've been building my templates, building my workflow automations and all of that stuff. You can watch my YouTube if you want. And I even did a challenge, $1 million AI automation agency challenge, where I tried to build AI agency in $1 million AI agency in 30 days. The goal was to hit $83,000 in revenue that month. We managed to make only 10,000 that month. So I was still a good challenge to follow. The lead that I'm talking about came from this video where I did on VoiceFlow. It's a really long tutorial. I cover a lot of things. So as you can realize, when you do stuff like this, that 3-hour long tutorials, you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, you are communicating one thing. You know your shit. You know what you're talking about. So that establishes credibility, and for that reason, I believe YouTube is a really good platform to, if you are running your agency, whatever the niche is, e-commerce, plumbing, real estate, you need to start talking about your tutorials either on YouTube, on LinkedIn. Cold email is also great, but YouTube makes your consulting calls way easier. And then I lead. The call to action below the video is also really important. I was asking people to join my school community to get the templates for free, or they can book a free call, a discovery call of 30 minutes. And they can also book a consulting call if they want a longer consult of 60 minutes for $300. Most people choose either of these two, but first impressions are really important. What happens between this and this? What happened with me and this particular client is they messaged me on LinkedIn, and this is their response when I first interacted with them. Oh, and by the way, I appreciate you taking the time to respond personally. And in case you didn't, I am very impressed with the automation and I know I found the right spot. So either way, they know that I value customer service or I have some really cool automations. Either way, it's a win. You need to be mindful when you set up these systems. If you have leads coming in, that speed to the lead is really important. You have to get back to them as soon as possible. Like I said, this particular client booked a consulting call with me for $300, and that was on April 29th, 2024. So this is how I run my consulting calls, whether that's free consult or a paid consult. This is what I would do. I would have a list of questions in my booking form, starting from their website, their role, their company, their headcount, the reason for being here, and budget. So based off these information, I would spend at least 20 to 30 minutes on finding out what I can do for them and where their business at, and what are all the possible AI solutions that I can do for that business. You can use AI, any chatbot for that matter, to do that initial brainstorm. But if you have dedicated prompts for it, your discovery calls will be a breeze. So during the discovery call, I do what I call an AI audit. We have a checklist that we go through for the preparation stage: introduction, business operations, opportunities, next steps, what happens after discovery call. This is what I really like about this checklist. We have business operation questionnaire for service delivery, marketing, sales, customer onboarding, retention. I won't be covering everything in the first call. Again, that's where this form comes in. They give me the reason, and some of the questions are some of the operations that are really important for a specific business. I will focus on that first, not everything for sure, but it's a good resource to have. I would start off building your own AI audit checklist, or you can use mine as inspiration. You can find that in my free school, just this template, that is. And you must record your sales calls or consulting calls, discovery calls, whatever you call them. This is what I did with the client or the deal that we are talking about. I use an app called Fathom for this. Links in the description. I won't be showing you a client call, but this is a Q&A call that we did in my community last week. So as you can see, there is a key takeaway section. You can actually go to, divided by the topics, your questions, their questions. There is an AI that you can talk to, talking about what challenges, what insight follow-up questions, all of that stuff. This is relatively new. Back then when I was doing it, they didn't have this Ask Fathom. What I would do is copy transcript and go to the automations that I built, use AI prompts to craft perfect offer. I would use a combination of ChatGPT, Claude, and Llama to comment on each other's stuff and really bring out the best response possible so that I have the perfect offer that I can present to client. And how does that look? If you see my next section here, perfect videos, I always pitch using Loom Video. I will copy and edit what the AI has given me, adding in my own stuff, adding the research data, all of that. And once I share this with the client, this is the kind of reactions that I would get. Uh, Initial reaction, mind blown. So this is a different client. I was able to watch your very in-depth video regarding our conversation. I think you did a great job summarizing. I do appreciate the extra effort you took. And yeah, I must say everything looks like a great idea and very excited to learn and get started, because they like everything looks like a great idea, so it's really difficult for me to choose a starting point. That's how your offer should be. You have to give so much value. And as I have shown you earlier, if I zoom in a little bit, April 29th, I had a consulting call at 9 a.m. I sent the Loom video and all that stuff. By 3 p.m., we were able to close that $5,000 deal on the same day. So it works that quick. The next stage that I wanted to discuss is the retention. Retention is all about, you get the client, it's only not even half of the challenge, it's more like a 10% of the challenge. The main challenge would be actually onboarding the client, and delivering the work comes second. It's all about how you onboard and treat them the first 15 to 30 days. So it's really important to set the expectation. What I do at my agency, we have what we call a one-click onboarding, where once we send out the contract and Stripe, they sign the contract, they make the payment, and this payment, once they've done it, they are redirected to a form that they can fill. Based on the form they fill, all the stuff happens in the backend. Google Drive is created, Slack channel or a Discord channel is created for them, and they got invited. We create a Trello board based on the form and the deliverables that we have in the contract. We will send out all this data, the invoice, the Stripe, and the contract, all of this stuff in Gmail. And the sequence, the email sequence, they get subscribed to an email sequence where we send out testimonials on day 4, because nurturing them is really important. We have to do regular check-ins. All of that will be set up in this onboarding automation. The reason for that is implementing AI or making that decision to work with you it's a significant financial decision in their business. So you have to reaffirm them that it's the best for their business, and you show them in terms of, okay, testimonial, we have helped this client implement this chatbot solution and it brought down 70 to 80% of their customer service tickets, and we are saving the sales manager 20 hours, almost 20 hours a week by implementing this AI solution. Whatever the niche is, whatever your testimonial says, you have to reaffirm the buy, so they don't regret doing business with you. And you constantly over communicate on the progress or get feedback on how they felt about onboarding, how they feel about the project progress. So over communicate all the way, especially in the first month or two. And that's it for the onboarding, which is really, really important in my opinion. Once we successfully onboarded the client, I will share some of the standard operating procedures at my agency. We didn't have this before we started pivoting into AI infrastructures and business in a box offer. Ever since we started doing it, we started have a consulting log. I will show you how that would look like. I need to blur this. Okay, we have our deliverables, project manager nodes, we have offers, we have a team worksheet. That's what I have written here. Offer sheet, team sheet. This is more like a preliminary form that I get, that I post, where what is offer, what is your onboarding process, what are the client materials you have, all of that stuff. Once they fill this, if I find they have challenges with something like this, I'll go into a deeper dive or share additional worksheets with them to really bring out the pain and highlight what they are lacking. And that will bring us to educating the client. This is where the upsells happen. I remember how I told you that we signed a $5,000 deal, and we found the gaps and synergies with this client. We were able to find, okay, they don't have a CRM, we can help with that. They don't have a social media system, we can set that up. They don't have a newsletter or an onboarding automation. They don't have a training program for this. All the stuff that we could do, we actually made. Initially the contract was to help them build a chatbot, but since we found out all these gaps, we managed to sell them on, they came in on April 29th. The consulting call is on April 29th. May 24th, we managed to close them on a business in a box offer for a $15,000, where the previous $3,000 and the $12,000, so $15,000, we based on the gaps and synergies that we found out. The next stage is all about growth, and this is where the big money is. In the growth section, you have to deliver on previous work. For sure, you have to do a damn good job of it. At least 80 to 90% of the job needs to be done. If it's 100%, then that's great. The unknown, what do I mean by that? I will cover that when we are at this step. Offer they cannot refuse. This is the growth partnership that I'm talking about. So the delivery is, most people focus on delivery, as they should be, because it's really important. Most people miss onboarding and stuff, but delivery, everyone knows that it's important to either build your reputation as a business, get testimonials, all of that is secondary, but you have to at least deliver what you promised. What my philosophy is, under promise and over deliver, because you can say, I will build you a chatbot and a voice agent, but you can also add in a free onboarding automation, a free social media automation, and that will surprise your clients. That will actually increase the odds that they would partner with you, increase the odds that they would refer someone to you, all of the good stuff. So always under promise and over deliver. Templates with maximum impact. I know for a fact that an onboarding automation can save at least 30 to 45 minutes that they spend on each new client. That adds up a lot. Imagine a business is doing at least onboarding 3 clients every day, and that's 3 hours in saving. Even if their time is worth $60 in a day, you're saving them $200, and that's for life. Imagine how much valuable that resource is to that business, and all that goodwill. It is just an hour's work for you, and if you include something like that in your bonus, again, they will be your ambassadors and cheerleaders for life. What I would do in the delivery stage is I will actually have a coaching call with them based on everything that we have done for them so far, based on the worksheets that they shared with you, the things that they are struggling with, the gaps, the synergies, and all of that stuff, and find unknown. It may sound cheesy. You have to find things that client themselves don't really know about their business. This is where it gets tricky. If you say to someone that you should do this, you should do that, chances are they take offense to it. Even if they are really receptive and open, their mind will not let them work with you. At least that's how I feel about this. The reason I say that is it backfired when I did that. You should do this. It never worked. It doesn't even work with kids. So why would it work with an type A business owner? Or so you get the idea. What I did with this particular client is, if I were in your shoes, this is what I would do. If I were running this business, this is what I would do. It worked really well. I break down everything that client needs to 10x their business, and you need to make an offer they cannot refuse, because you need to break down cost for each deliverable. Okay, this suite of voice agents, 5 voice agents would cost you $25,000. 10 chatbots would cost you $25,000. Again, this workflow automations to automate 60-70% of your business would cost $50,000. All the costs would add up over 300, this enormous amount. And then I would present them with an offer that is only 20% or 30% of it. And that let me send them this growth partner contract that they signed. The monthly was around $30,000 or $40,000 if we are delivering the whole thing. If I presented, let's say $11,000 a month for 1 year, and I get 20% profit share, they were related. This is the actual growth partner contract that we signed. I should actually blur the names. Okay. If you look at the terms of the payment, it says $11,000 plus 20% profit share, and this is for a year. And we created subscription on June 12th, and this is the payments that we received on July this month. That was last week. The reason that you don't see both of them in the same section is we actually moved our Stripe account from old to new. Anyone can fake screenshots, so I want to quickly show you my old Stripe filtered by the email address of the client. So this is in Canadian dollars, but the screenshot is 25,500, 12,000 and 11,000 on June 21st. You can pause the video and go back to see this. And the July one is a new Stripe is giving us issues. We had to actually break the payment up to get this done. How long did it take to upsell this $300 client to $132,000 and 20% profit share? It took me 38 days. You see the payment on 21st, but this is when I got a yes from the client. I'm checking out the CRM video now. I had to stop and say, you're blowing my mind again. Your presentation skills are on point, even when you think you're rambling on. So 38 days, I got an S, but they had to talk to their lawyer. You know how contracts work. I have to draft them a new one. Again, all of that fun stuff. Not so fun stuff. Lawyer, bookkeeper, and then we finally decided to sign the deal on 21st. So 38 days took me to get a growth partner client. And results. Next is results. Deliver world-class results, because that's where you make a lot of money. In the long run, if we make this, when we make this work, this 132,000 6 figures has potential to 10x the amount we make in the back end, in the profit share. So I'm really excited to work with clients like these. So I've worked with my dream clients and clients from hell. Trust me, I have known those clients too. So we have to let them go. Some of them go because they were so hard to manage. Their needs are unrealistic. So I know how it feels to work with your dream clients and those clients from hell. This week we generated over $20,000. Again, this is last 7 days. This is not typical. This is not something we do every week. This is definitely an exception. This is one of the highest weeks we had, but we are consistently making over $25,000 a month. I have been able to take a step back to the drawing board literally to actually see how we managed to do it over the past 4 or 5 months, and really see the secret to this is client acquisition, client retention, and growth. We actually packaged this whole thing, all the worksheets that you've seen in this video and 10 more, and we combined the AI, all the essential AI infrastructures you need to scale your AI agency to $25,000 a month, like myself, and I found the sweet spot. Okay, so I've been working on something else, growthcreators.ai. It will have everything you need to know to scale your AI agency to $25,000 a month and beyond, from selling to your dream clients. I've been documenting my journey on YouTube from when I started 14 months ago till now. So I finally cracked it. And even though I was missing for a few months in the middle, I will be more consistent from now on because I now have a team that I can rely on and the process of getting these dream clients. I have a free school where you can join and network with like-minded AI agency owners daily. As a bonus, when you join free school, you will get a free AI chatbot templates and worksheets, and you will also be one of the first people that can get access to the discounted price when I launch growthcreators.ai, where you'll be getting all the worksheets, all the blueprints that you have seen in this video, and a lot more, all the AI templates, AI infrastructures that you would need to launch and scale your own AI agency. See you on the inside today, or when you decided to stop wasting your time.